I don't really know how much I can share just yet, but I need to stop by a boot shop here for kind of like a winter-long project, it feels like, but I will know more what I can share and what I can't share. So I finally got some new ski boots. Some of you guys noticed in the last video that I posted from Deer Valley, but I wanted to share a more official video announcing the ski boots, but more importantly, talking about the process that I went through to get these ski boots, and also explain a little bit why these Frankenstein style molds of my feet are sitting here, because these are really what led to this ski boot. At the start of this ski season, a company called Boot Solutions reached out to me and essentially asked if I wanted to be a part of a new and innovative technology that combines sort of medical grade imaging and scanning with the boot fitting industry. If you guys remember, years ago when I first got my Salomon S Pros, I spent like 10 to 14 ski days breaking those boots, and I had to go back to the boot fitter multiple times to really get the fit where it is today. So this video kind of goes back and forth over the span of 2 or 3 months now between Wasatch Powder House down in Salt Lake and just kind of around until I actually got the boots. Now essentially what this is, and you'll see more in the video, is using medical grade 3D imaging to scan your foot and get a precise, essentially perfect picture of your foot, all of its intricacies. For me, I have Haglund's bump on the back of my heels. And so it uses that technology and puts it into the ski boot fitting process. But what's especially incredible is that you can do this essentially all from your home. There's an app that you download that scans your foot. And so the idea is that you can be in a place where there's no local boot fitters around, but still be a part of the boot fitting process. I went into the ski shop at Wasatch Powder House just because, one, I wanted to meet the team and kind of put face to name on who I was talking to, but it was also just more convenient for me because I was up in the Cottonwoods that day, so I figured to go down there and have them scan my foot. But you'll see just how easy it is that you can do it honestly by yourself, or if you have a partner or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something to do it for you right from the comfort of your own home. What more exact way than to actually have molds of your feet and then they just fit the boot from what your foot actually looks like. No more kind of guessing and like explaining to the boot fitter, like, I have a pressure point here, can you punch this area out? Like, they can just take the exact images, I don't know if those are gonna stand up anymore, and implement it right into your boot.
I'm just gonna show you the position here. Just get up here, put your knee out like this. Okay. You're gonna flex your foot forward to its stopping point because we use that to calculate your boot flex. Okay. Just hang tight there for a sec.
6096. 1130. 9149.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna do the other side. All right, that's pretty much it. We have this like canting scan that we do, which I should get of you really quick, actually.
Okay, yeah.
It's over your big toe, like that, yep. All right, just stay in that position for 2 seconds. Okay, sweet, that's it. Yep.
Cool. So after the initial scanning process early in December, my last, or kind of like my replicas were created, my left foot and my right foot. As I've mentioned, both the scanning and the milling process actually comes from the medical field, and many podiatrists and doctors use their scanning process to make orthotics, braces, and other prosthetics. So one of the things I was curious about was like, how do they ensure a good fit with what they get here in the actual boot? And essentially, kind of like a lot of things nowadays, they run your foot size and dimensions through a series of algorithms. And there's essentially a few parameters that kind of take priority. I don't know the exact details, but it essentially is taking all of the measurements that it gets from your foot, things that you wouldn't even really think about, and then running it through a bunch of programs to figure out, of the boots that are available, what kind of checks the boxes to put you in a proper boot. And then you have sort of the fine tuning from the master boot fitters themselves, who just make sure, you know, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, everything looks good. And any sort of final tweaks from there, they can make and just ensure that the algorithm and the computer matched you up with the right boot type. All I did was I got an email that my boots were ready. I have no idea what boots they even picked. I have no idea what flex they picked. I have no idea what brand they picked, anything like that. 3-piece, 2-piece, like I'm totally in the dark. I was honestly hoping they were gonna say, hey, we got this boot for you, but all I got was my boots are ready. I'm driving down to Wasatch Powder House to pick them up, see what we got. Brand new boots. I don't even know what size they are, like completely in the dark here. So not only do I just need new boots in general, but I've never kind of had this, like, I don't even know what I'm gonna get type of deal. So I brought some ski socks to try them on. I'm really curious to see how the entire fitment and scanning process relates to the actual boot that they got.
So I built your boots so your first med head needed some room, and because you have a Varus front end, you're gonna collapse a little bit, which is good for skiing, but you need a little bit of room here. So you can see that now your first med head through your navicular has room to balance with inside the boot. You'll feel it when you're skiing. You'll feel your upper body be real smooth now.
Okay.
Because I've done that. The other thing is your heel is thick right here.
Yeah.
And so
I usually have the problem.
And so on both sides, I took plastic away.
Okay.
So when you auger, like you're gonna auger, hit heavy snow or a bump, your heel's gonna want to lift a little bit, and that's when this is gonna bite. So now when that happens, there's a little groove on either side. It's not gonna bite.
Okay, cool.
So of course, John Paul, we spent hours looking at it just to make sure.
Okay.
And then you definitely want to hold on to these at the end of the season. Dry your boot, little Lysol. Race started in there and buckle them up, and when you go to start the ski season, it'll feel like it was just molded to your foot for the first time.
So this right here was the mold that they made probably about 20 days ago now. It's December 1st I came back.
Yeah, we got them about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they fit the entire boot without me being here. So the idea is that you no longer really have to go to a boot shop. You can just use an app, scan your foot, and for the most part, this should be pretty much spot on when the first time you use it, right?
When you get done skiing it, you'll be like, this is the most comfortable boot I've ever had.
Because when I recently got boots, I spent literally 2 weeks of ski days getting them broken in. I had to go back 2 or 3 times to get them all mounted and fitted properly. So I'm really interested to see how this feels right away, day one.
So we can center the heel on there with this laser.
Okay.
And then you just turn on the vacuum and it instantly sucks out. And this one's just coming out. You want to take that out for them and just show them?
Sure. With this method, the heel cups that you get are way deeper and you get way better contour around the heel. So that locks your foot in place super well and keeps a lot of the rotation at bay. I skied these yesterday for the first time because we're testing it all.
Yeah.
And it's the best footbed I've ever had.
So this is now how you're making the footbeds?
Yeah.
And that's in here?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. So I don't need to take my old footbed out?
Nope. Nope, we got one in there. Yeah.
It changes the whole ski industry forever. You'll be like, I was in it before,
a
year before anybody else was in it.
Yeah, I'm stoked. So my official new boots that I got and the boots that this whole platform put me in are the Technica Mach 1 130 LVs. This is a 2-piece boot. It is a 130 flex, and the LV stands for low volume. So it's a little bit more what I'm used to with the Salomon S Pros, which is also another low volume boot. But apparently just the way my instep worked out, my arch height, things like that, they kind of thought that this was the best boot for me. And the first time I tried it on, like I was expecting, you know, like when you try a brand new boot on, it's like tight, it hurts a lot. And you kind of think to yourself, like, there's no way I should utilize these. But the first time I put these on, it just slid right in, honestly, like a glove. Like it was a little bit too comfortable, but there was no pressure points, no pain points. And I'm shocked, but I'm also not, because they already had my foot to fit it to. So they did do a series of see if I can see like where yeah, like there's a marking here, kind of like, I don't know if this is like your bunion area, but like they had to punch this out on each side. They shaved down stuff in the heel because of my Hageland's bump and stuff like that. So they kind of did some work in here. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else. I'm sure there's other things, but I just don't see them. I've only used them about 3 times now. I've used them sort of off camera. And the biggest thing for me right now is getting used to the 130 flex. It's like definitely a lot more right off the bat, especially in a brand new boot. So I definitely need to break them in more, but I have no feet pain, which is kind of just unheard of for a brand new boot in my opinion. And so far my feet have actually stayed on the warm side. I haven't struggled with cold feet on my other boots. That's why I got boot heaters. But I mean, it's been pretty warm up here in Utah, but yeah, I haven't really felt like my feet have been getting cold. So if you guys are interested in being a part of Boot Solutions, they are launching like officially, I believe, like this next winter. But if you sign up now on the Boot Solutions website, is kind of like a pre-order type of deal. You get free footbeds with your order, which is a $300 value. So there's no obligation for signing up, but the spots are limited. And I think if you're in early access, you place your order in August, and then like the general public will be able to place their orders. And I'm sure there will be a queue and a lineup once this becomes more discoverable and marketed. And then so the public will place their orders in September. So if you sign up early, you get free footbeds and you get to place your order in August. And all of the boots come with a 1-year fit guarantee. So if for some reason, you know, the scanning doesn't really work, or there's still an area that's just not right, you have a 1 year of, you know, making sure the boot works for you. So I think it's a really cool deal. It's kind of spearheaded by a father and son team right down here in the Cottonwood. So kind of like a nice local feel. Again, medical grade imaging, medical grade processing. But thank you to Boot Solutions for hooking me up with the boots. Thank you to Boot Solutions for sponsoring this video and this sort of winter-long project. And again, if you're interested, do this early sign up and receive a free set of footbeds with your order. Thanks for watching, squad. Pray for snow. Peace out.